Hey everyone, it's been about, I would say, 12 hours since the 8th anniversary dropped and the stream ended and we got all the new stuff. And I kind of wanted to have a little discussion video talking about what's going on. So I will preface this with this is going to be discussion slanting rant. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that sometimes I can go on a long uh, stream of consciousness. So I apologize if I do that. And also, I just want to say that I think this will lean more towards the negative side. So if you are really excited and happy for the 8th anniversary, like I am, there are definitely parts that I'm very excited for and happy about. And you just want to, be positive, stay positive, which I 100% understand. I probably would not watch this video. But yeah, let's get right into it. So, and I think that brings us to the first issue of basically they didn't give us any quality of life changes that we were looking for, right? So I think the two main things, I think one is definitely bigger than the other. But the one main, I think the biggest thing was coin changes, which they said before, like, or at least implied that they know, hey, coins are not in a really good spot. And to see literally no coin changes at all really is upsetting to me. Because coins, as you may or may not know, is a very, to me at least, whale kind of pay to win. Pay to win such a strong term, but like it's a mechanic that heavily incentivizes spending money and summoning more than you would, right? And I think a lot of people, including me and the community, thought that this would be the day, this would be the year that we would get coin changes, because we've had coins for a while now, and they've been really bad. like having to get MP6 on a servant to get to 120 is not okay. Like, it's just not. But we didn't get any of that. Second thing I would say, I will say also, we do have the Famitsu magazine coming out next week, I believe, this week. And that will most likely contain interviews and stuff, so that may shed some light on that kind of stuff, what's going on. But yeah, and the second thing for me, I know this wasn't as popular as a ask or whatever, but request maybe, is changing bond CEs. They didn't do that either. That's like, okay, whatever. Would have loved to see bond CEs change. They said one time, like, hey, get the bonds up. You got to get your bonds up. That has never really panned out. But yeah, I think not getting coins and other quality of life stuff is really frustrating, I think, to me. I think another thing is, and I don't have the numbers, so, but it felt like less quartz that we got this year than last year, and years before. That's fine, though. Or it's okay, because last year's quartz was based on how many servants you had max ascended, I believe, and that's a whole nother issue. That was a whole nother, dealio, like, kind of incentivizing you to, have more servants and stuff. But this time we didn't really get that much. We got like 100 from the stream. I believe 80 from other places, and then there's a few other quests and stuff, missions, doing advanced quests and stuff like that. But I was expecting, like, I guess 284 is the max. That's way less than last time. We got, like, max. Was like, what, 900 or something crazy. But what was I gonna say? I think that a lot of people thought it was gonna be, hey, bond CE, or not bond CE, bond level check. Hey, if you get people to like every bond level, you get an extra quartz or something. So it's retroactive or something like that. But that didn't happen. That's fine. So those are the two things I would say that are like regarding things that are not, I mean, I guess this is all subjective, right? But are not like character choices and stuff we're going to get into right now. But, so then, of course, they revealed, oh, no, actually, I'm sorry. No, I do want to talk about this first. So they had the normal GSSR. Yeah, I definitely want to talk about this. I'm sorry. So they had the normal GSSR, right? The pool was actually kind of nice, depending on, like, who you want and stuff, but it was small pools. A lot of them were pretty good. The cutoff was 2020 and ahead, which is an interesting choice. They're basically saying, okay, no more old characters in GSSRs, which we'll talk about in a second. But pretty nice pools. I would say low pools, or smaller pools. I don't know, pick the one that has the people you want the most. I don't even know if there's necessarily a best one here. This one is really good. This is a really good one. I didn't notice it. This one is really strong. This one is strong too. This is probably the best one. Anyway, really strong pools like this. Like, this is really strong pool. The Coin Sky, this one's really strong. So, nice that they did this, same thing, 15 quartz, whatever. But then they added what is it called? Destiny Order Summon. And so I kind of want to talk about this. I think I might make a little video, maybe like a guide, I guess, to this, like who, if you're a newish player, who you should choose on each class type thing, or suggestions. But basically the way this works is you choose one servant from each class, main class, and then one servant from these 3 extra classes: Avenger, Ruler, and Moon Cancer, and then another one from the rest of them. And it puts it into a lineup of 9, and you summon from one of the 9. This may be a hot take. I think this sucks. I think this is awful. I really don't know who this is for. It's also costs 30 paid quartz, so it costs more than a GSSR, So, I guess, for the scenario of new player, right? You're a new player, you boot up the game, maybe you're a 2-week, 3-week person, and there's not enough characters really, servants really. I kind of went through all the classes. There's not really enough servants that spent, like, going, hey, you should spend money on this thing to have a chance of one of 9. The power level ranges dramatically, is what I'm trying to say. So, like, because yes, you could hit Castoria, right, if you choose Castoria, but, like, who's the weakest class? I was looking, like, Saber, and of course, there's, like, new player, not have a lot of stuff, Saber's kind of a weak class, because you have, like, Ogita, you have, like, Murmasa, and then you have, like, Narrow Bride, were the 3 I kind of, honed in on. Like, that's not amazing, So I don't like 1 in 9. So this is, of course, new player scenario, right? If Gary, my friend, this is a made up person, if I'm trying to get Gary into Fate, and I'm trying to convince him to spend money, which is also, like, I don't want to do that if it's a new game, I'm going to tell him, hey, hit one of these, hit freaking, this is, of course, assuming you, don't have any, like, super favorite characters, which is another aspect of, like, 1 in 9, like, I don't think many people have, like, 9 characters they love equally at the same time, that are from each class, mind you. That's the other thing, is, like, each class, like, I don't know, it's just, like, I don't think that, like, oh, I could get, one of my favorite characters really applies either, but anyway, Gary, if Gary's really into the game, and he wants to really, grind this game or whatever, I'm telling him, yo, pick this bag, definitely pick this bag, pick this bag, and you're good, because you got one of the best characters in the entire game, right? All of these characters are, like, top 10, top 15, top 20 characters, all 4 of these, and it costs 15 less quartz. You only need to spend how much is that, like $20 or something? Which is still, like, a lot, for GSSR. So 30 quartz on a thing that, and we're still in the new player scenario, right? For this is like, I don't think so, you know? So next level, right, is the mid-level player, right? Or maybe we'll say like the dolphin, right? The player that's been playing for a little bit, they're willing to spend some money, but they're not like a super whale and they don't have everything. They have a few characters that are super invested in stuff. I still feel like I could not recommend this over just doing a GSSR, just doing one of these bags, right? You know, now that they've gotten down so low to 4 or 5 characters max, you know, like you have such a better chance of getting a character you want, right? You know, and then same thing, like if there's a character, there's an old character you want, because now, you know, they're taking out less than 2020 or characters from 2020 and previous servants. You know, like, am I going to say, hey, your favorite character is Musashi, Normal Musashi, put her on the Saber and good luck, 1 out of 9. Like, that feels awful, you know? So I don't know. And then for me, like a whale, you know, like I think I'd consider myself a whale, I guess, or very, I've spent a lot of money in this game, you know? Yo, someone just subscribed. Shout out to, I can't read it, it's in Japanese, but shout out. Anyway, you know, I'm like, I did this because I kind of wanted to see what it was like and stuff, and for the content and stuff, and I was actually kind of happy because I got Cleopatra, who's a character which I probably would never summon for, but I like her design and stuff, so that was cool, you know. But it's just like, I don't know, you know, whales are probably going to do this anyway, right? You know, and even then, it's just an extra, like, to me, it's just like, okay, I don't really care, you know, 1 out of 9. So anyway, I just think there's a lot of problem with this, and I don't understand why it costs 30, and this should cost less. This should cost less. This also, another thing is, I feel like this would be an amazing thing to make not paid. Could you imagine, like, I could get Gary, you know, Gary, our imaginary friend, go, hey, boot up the game, you're going to be able to pick a free non-limited character on the ticket that, you know, we've had for the past few years, but NA just got. You're going to be, your first 30 courts, you're going to be able to choose one of 9 very strong, very cool characters. Not choose, sorry, but pick from your own pool that you make. And you're going to have an amazing start to the game, you know? And then also you could technically re-roll, right? You know, okay, well, didn't get my 1 of 9, I'll just re-roll, you know? I think that'd be an awesome way to help new players and also just be a really nice thing for the game, you know? Because there's so many limited characters now, you know? There's just so many. And that's how Fate's always been. Fate's always been reliant on limited characters, right? But anyway, I think that's all I have to say about that. I would not really recommend this to anyone, you know, personally. I don't think it's good at all. I think it's really bad. And good luck if you do it, of course. You know, I hope you get it. Oh, that was the other aspect. Sorry. Another thing, which is really important when I make the video, I want to say this because I noticed this happened to me, and I was like, what is going on? So I did, you know, if you'll see my video that I did of my roll, I got Cleopatra, and then I got a Reshkigal, who is obviously a limited servant that I did not pick. I think on Lancer I picked Britomart. So that is like, oh, like that is even worse because it's like, if you actually get lucky, is it just pulling from every limited character in the entire game instead of your pool that you made? Like, that doesn't make sense to me at all. You know? Like, why would it not pull from your pool that you made? And because you already got lucky. Like, I technically got lucky, right? You know? But I didn't even get a character that I put on my thing that I wanted, you know? So, I don't know. I thought that was bizarre. I thought that was very weird. I'm sure that somewhere in the you know, what am I trying to say? The text somewhere, you know. But okay, I think that's the end of that. Next, I want to talk about. I guess we'll talk about Tonelico. So that's not the right tab. I guess we could just go to the wiki. So Tonelico, Or actually, no, yeah, I do want to. I do. So obviously the day before they announced Castoria, and I loved that window of time between like everyone speculating, is this actually, now I'm not a lore expert, y'all know, is this like actually Morgan? Is it what's going on? And, the toe gate, and then you just go, oh, actually, here's Morgan, and she's also a summer unit as well, and she's the anniversary character. And I don't know. I will say, so to start this off, this first Ascension might be one of my favorite designs in this entire game. This might be like a top 3, top 5 baby. This is everything I've ever wanted in like a design, So this is no hate towards this character in terms of like I just spent a ton, I just got rocked summoning for her. I spent a ton of money trying to get her. I got washed. Anyway, this is not me hating on Morgan. I like Morgan. And this is like, this design is amazing. I love this design. But I'm trying to be fair and say that it's a little silly that she's not just a summer character. She's not just a summer unit. And that she basically took the slot of a anniversary character. Because to me, anniversary characters nowadays are for like very important characters that need to be in the game before like a store thing, like a Castoria. Obviously back in the day, this is not how it worked, but nowadays, or like a game-changing, card-changing thing like Coin Sky, and obviously Castoria was like that too. And then obviously Arcroot as well was an outside of Type Moon thing, and I'm trying to separate my disappointment for not getting CL, of course, but I really would have loved to see like an outside type, or not outside Type Moon, but outside Fate. My bad. I meant Type Moon universe type. I would have loved to see obviously CL, but Aoko, something like that. And then also the fact that it wasn't Yuoga Mary, like Yuoga Mary's New Year's. Sorry, sorry spoilers. Yuoga Mary's New Year. Like it's a New Year character. As long as they're on time with Ordeal Call, 1,000,000%. I have no doubts that that's how it's going to be. But it's just like, shouldn't she have just been a summer character, And now that we're talking about summer, I'm gonna talk about this next, choose your path. I'm gonna come back to Tonelico. But I kind of want to talk about it as well. So they showed silhouettes for my face is in the way. For the summer units, and for the rest of the summer units, because they showed Castoria, Suzuka, Chloe. Those were the 3. We still don't know the welfare. And then they showed this 3, and it's like, I wonder who these are. It's Barghest, Melusine, and Bob and Sith. And to me, it's kind of disappointing because we just, like, this is an entire summer we're skipping that, and this is subjective, right? This is subjective. It's an entire summer we're skipping of characters that really need love if they're not doing animation updates, or really need love if they're not doing strength things and stuff, Like, obviously I've wanted Matahari for a really long time, but I kind of told myself, like, hey, they're never going to do an animation update because it just doesn't make sense money-wise. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick, sorry. It doesn't make sense money-wise for them, right? But hey, they could do a 4-star Matahari Summer and, cook that up. And it's just like we're kicking the tire down the road, or whatever the phrase is, And it feels very, like, obvious that this was going to happen. Like, oh, these are all popular characters. Super popular. Extremely popular. I wonder if we're going to get, them as summer units. And it's like us getting all... 4 Morgan and all the Fae Knights or Fairy Knights. I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel. Like, obviously happy for you if you're a fan of them, for sure. And I'm sure their designs are going to be nice. But it kind of rubs me the wrong way. It really disappoints me that we're not getting someone that could have really used it, And one of the cool things of summer was getting a bunch of, I don't want to say random, but a bunch of different characters and servants coming together for an event that you probably wouldn't see normally together, right? And just feeling like, oh, okay, here's the Lost Belt 6-2 or the Lost Belt 6, beach episode, I don't know. Obviously, we don't know what the story's going to be, yada, yada, whatever. And this is definitely the most subjective thing for me. This is just my opinion type thing. I think Balvin Sis is going to be the 5-star, and I think this is really speculation, but I feel like she might be like some really great quick buffer. But anyway, just a little sad. Now it could be saved if Nagnaria is the welfare, but anyway. All right, so let's get back to actually Tonelico, or Ask. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Ask. Anyway, we'll go to the first essentially because it's amazing. I kind of want to talk about, and this is like a trend that we've been seeing for the past, I would even say 2-3 years of, and I really don't want to say this like word because it's not even pay to win, right? It's like pay to optimize better, because she's not really that good if you don't have a specific setup or you're not already set up for a lot of stuff, right? Because so you cannot Black Gorilla loop her with Coinskaya, I believe. You have to have double Oberon, which at the point of having double Oberon, she's not unique, right? She is unique in the fact that she can be used in a lot of really high, level type. My headphones just died, but it doesn't matter. What am I trying to say? Like high, not whale, but like multi-core stuff, right? So it's like your 90++ stuff where it's like you go her, Arcruid, her, whatever, so people will figure it out. I'm going to figure it out too, because I think she has a really unique and interesting kit. It's just sort of upsetting right after we got Arcruid, because in my opinion, Arcruid, she's obviously very good, but you have to invest in her really heavily. You have to spend a lot of quartz in getting her to high NP for her to really, really have a lot of value, right? And there's a lot of characters like that nowadays where it's like, because there's a balance, right? I always talk about how, hey, right now we're in an era where you can just go grab your AoE farmer, looper, grab your supports, and then you can basically save your quartz for other stuff because you basically have 95% of the game finished, But there's a lot of characters that come out like Arcruid and this character that is very encouraged to get high NP levels or have other stuff as well. So one thing I want to talk about, we saw this last year with Proto Merlin's NP, but I really dislike the fact that the extra damage for evil comes as an NP level upgrade instead of an overcharge. That's the kind of stuff that's just not cool. I don't like incentivizing or making more of an incentive to summon extra copies. That's just my opinion though. And I think overall she's not a super impactful character. Obviously, if this skill did not have the cooldown thing, she would probably be the most broken character in the entire game, And I don't want that. But there's a middle ground to me. There's a middle ground of pushing the boundary, pushing some sort of thing. I really wish she would have been a quick buffer or something, but also not being like the best character in the game. Because in my opinion, I don't want another Castoria situation where it's like, oh, anniversary character, this is the best character in the entire game forever, period, And I think they don't want that either, but this is a character that is a, what's the word, like luxury, where she's going to be really good if you already have setups and stuff, but if you don't really, she's not going to really be too amazing, especially if you only get her MP1. And that's unfortunate because I love her design. Like this is so good. I love this design, And it's just like I don't, she's not that good right now. I will say, so I'm prefacing this with I shouldn't say she's not that good, because she is good. She is very strong if you have the right setups, right? And it's also one of those things where I would be shocked if the next event or the event after, whatever, doesn't have 90++ nodes that are completely centered around her. So anyway, is that pretty much it? I think that might be it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that the buffs. Did I miss Oberon costume is cool. I assume this is a costume. We know, or I'm pretty sure we know it's a costume. But yeah, I don't know. I think I think those are my thoughts. I think that's kind of why I'm a little disappointed, and I hope that I was able to articulate some of the other problems that people, were having and are having and are seeing. I didn't even touch on the NA stuff at all. I'm not going to, because not my scene, but that was crazy. That was like really weird. But yeah, I hope you guys, I want to say I hope you guys enjoyed the video, but it's not really a fun video to make, but I if you agree, or if you have any thoughts or comments, or want to expand, or even want to just discuss things, if there's something I'm missing, or if there's something that I have a wrong idea about, please let me know, because I do want to discuss this with you guys, because it's certainly an interesting time, and it very much feels like we've gone down this road where it's kind of, this is hard to say, but it's only about money, GSSR, new GSSR that costs 30 for some reason. Really crazy character that if you can enable it is really insane, but you need high NP levels. Only releasing extremely popular characters in summer. Stuff like that, I still hope my theory of 10 summer characters is true, but doesn't seem like it. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys enjoy the 8th anniversary. I hope the summer event comes soon, and yeah, and if you like this video, I hope I don't have to make more videos like this. I want to be excited about the game. I want to be, whatever. But I think this is kind of a video that I wanted to make and kind of get my thoughts out there, so that we can just put all the negative thoughts in this video, right? Put everything, and then we can just be excited for everything that's coming out. But yeah, hopefully, you guys have a great day. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. I'm going to be making more videos, and if you want to check out my reactions, we had a great stream last night. Thank you to everyone who came out to the stream and watched. That was a lot of fun. Sorry it ended in like a negative way. I was just tired, plus, man, Gacha, what Gacha does to an MFer. But, alright, that's going to be it from me. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.